another episode of Mike's Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Matt. We have Jeremiah.
Hey, y'all.
And this guy in the
We don't
middle.
know who this person is either.
You don't know him. He looks like the
found him in
other
the
guy that
trash.
we had on the show.
Literally found him in the trash.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, sometimes
no,
that
was a little too strong. It hurt my feelings.
I'm sorry.
But this other guy in the middle,
No.
he looks like the other guy we had because
They look just alike.
He is my baby brother. We like to
Goo
say
goo
baby
gaga.
brother. Yeah, baby brother. He's
6 pounds, 3 ounces.
He's grown now, you know.
You sure do talk a lot.
This is about you. You're missing your part. You're missing your introduction. We try to
His
introduce
name
you.
is Joel.
Yes, that's my name.
Say hello, Joel.
Hello, everyone.
You nervous? You sound a little nervous.
He's normally
seem
introverted, quiet, into himself type of guy. You know. So if he's
crazy,
he's just sitting in the back looking. You know, that's what he does. You know, he's that type of guy. You know, but yeah, that's who this guy is. But today's topic,
but God bless him,
for today is men. It is men and society's views of men and you know what it means to us, I guess, and what we believe that, you know, what we believe it to be, or what it means to be a man to us.
Oh, okay.
Why are you looking at me like that?
No,
I'm getting it out.
All right,
I'm getting it out. You know?
Okay.
So that is what the topic is today. And we're gonna do a little bit of something a little bit different that we normally haven't done before. It's like somewhat of a reaction. So we're gonna react to a video that we were supplied by this guy. So we'll start the show off with that.
With boys, the moment there's just one parent, you don't see a tangible drop-off in college attendance or an increase in depression rates among girls raised in single-parent homes. With boys, the moment there's just one parent, and usually it's the lack of a male role model that really takes a toll, you see a lot of issues. 92% of single-parent homes are headed by a single mother, and that girls have almost the same outcomes in a dual or single-parent household. And what you have in America now is you have an entire generation of boys who in some communities where a lot of the men are incarcerated, where in school, K through 12, somewhere between 70 and 90% of the teachers in any given school are women. You have boys growing up who hit 21 and they have almost no men around them, almost none. You don't see a tangible drop.
All right. So what is your thoughts when you saw this video to make you think of it as like an idea like to react to, Joe?
Yeah, when I saw it, it brought on just a lot of concerns when it comes to basically how society views, or how society doesn't look at men, and the concerns that come basically with the fact that there are certain things that we fall short on as men. You know, we are low on when it comes to education, when we're not really being leaders in certain aspects when it comes to our children and society. And I think that really brings a bigger, conversation.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I mean, from what I get from this is, yeah, I mean, I think we overcorrected a little bit. Of course, you know, back in probably the earlier parts of the 19th century, we've been, you know, women were somewhat deprived of their rights and things like that. And then we corrected it by trying to include and give more rights to. And then it became a situation where we kind of, you know, fell back from looking at the whole picture, men and women, and kind of was like focused on trying to make sure that they were equal uh, part, equal part of society. And then, it got so far to the point where, you know, you start forgetting that they're the people that kind of keep the society running um, are getting somewhat neglected. A lot of people don't have that view though. A lot of people don't feel like that's a thing. That guys are being neglected. They feel like we still get a lot of the opportunities and things over women. So it's not a view that is popular. I think it's still one of like they feel it's more so a minority of people that they feel this way. That men don't or are getting overlooked.
I think that I don't know, like I don't know if this what is actually what he was saying, but it seems like when the family unit broke down and you start having all these single parent households, it seems based on what he's saying that male suffers the worst because it's like whether the family is has a husband and a wife, when the girls being brought up, the daughter, whether she is a whole family or broken family, they tend to still do okay. Whereas when it's a single household, parent household, it seems like the boys who grew up to be man, they seem to struggle more so.
I can agree with that. I think is when it really boils down to is that since there's a lack of a man in there,
Mm-hmm.
I think both suffer a little bit, but more so the man, or sorry, more so the boy, due to the fact that there's nobody there that he can look up to
Mm-hmm.
as a example of how to be when he becomes of age or as he's growing up.
Yeah.
And since you have lack of those role models, and especially for us as black people in America, where most of us are incarcerated,
Yeah.
we tend to fall in that category.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that both, like, I think it overall, it falls into the same bucket in a sense, because you get, when you have that overcorrection, it leads to that. And so, for instance, when the men were in the household more back in the day, it was all about, it was the family unit. We had the, nuclear family image and stuff like that. And then you have this situation where you have the feminist movement when they kind of felt as though women weren't capable of doing the same thing as men. They wanted to get outside the household. They didn't want to rely on their husbands just in case, the situation happened to where the husband, you get a divorce or the husband leaves or something like that. The women were kind of left to kind of figure out what to do because all of the financial burden was on the man. And then we get to the point where now we have where men are now in the space where they're out of the household because now once you get liberated and you feel like you don't, now it gets to the point where we're modern day where you feel like you don't need a man and all this stuff because, wherever, and so, that's, I feel like it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean that's true. I mean, I think also it's like with that lack of that, I also want to state that when it comes to basically the dynamics between a man and a woman or a girl and a boy, especially what Matt said,
Mm-hmm.
it's not just the fact that it's you can't use all that frustration out on women for
Mm-hmm.
having their independence or basically overcoming certain things, but in that process we tend to fall behind on boys in
Mm-hmm.
that process because we're so uplifting them, and that's great and that's good, and I think we should do that always.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we're not looking at the other, and in this case will be boys and men.
Got you. I think this is something that I'm probably going to say multiple times because we're going to look at another video later. But what I would like to see more so now is mentorship. I feel like what happened to that? Like, I feel like when I was growing up, I feel like even if you had a father figure there in the household, there was still like mentorship, like, place where you can take your children to, or your sons or daughter to help them, to guide them, as far as like, how to, do certain things or how to be better in their life. So that's something I would like to see now. I feel like we kind of got away from mentorship, and I think that like a lot of young boys, they can really benefit from that. Like, where's all the clubs at back in the day? Like
Boys and girls clubs.
Yeah, all
They're
the little,
still there.
but it's like they don't really like push it the same. Like, people don't really. I don't know. Like, it's not the same as it used to be.
I think
in my
it's
opinion.
not that they're not pushed. I think it's that people don't have the time.
Kids are
And,
inside.
Yeah, kids are inside, but not only that, it's just like, to get your kid, hey, come on, kids, let's go to the Boys and Girls Club. Someone got to pick the kids up. It's like the way that it is now is that you really don't have the time. You're either working, your schedules are so bogged down. It's like, in order for you to do what we did back then, you used to be able to have one demand or whatever. It'd be one income households. You can feed your kids and, probably work one job and, pay for bills and everything like that. But now it's like you have to work two jobs, or you have to take a double shift, or you got to get the kids to where they need to be and have someone watching the kids. Of course, it comes with also there not being a man there, because you have that extra person there to kind of be like, all right, I'm gonna go take the kids here, or could you go and do this? It was, that partnership where you can kind of switch off and do that type of thing. But now, you don't have that. I mean, I think as men, we can take responsibility for some of it and say, there are a lot of men that's not standing up to being a father and being there for their children. That is something that we need as men. We need to take responsibility for the children that we create. Mm-hmm. But a lot of it isn't just the men. I do feel like it's a lot of this culture of where independence for women and not needing a man is more important than, the men standing up. Because if you stand up but you still don't have the ability to be there for your children, and it could be all different sorts of reasons why, maybe he really is a bad dad or whatever it is, but a lot of it is this culture. I mean, there's videos of where I've seen it was back in the day. I think it was like in the 80s. They showed these like three little black girls, and they were, I guess, they had kids early. They would ask them, "Hey, do you want to father your children?" And they was like, "No, I don't think I need him." And they're talking like that. I don't know if y'all saw it. It's like,
is it Maury? Is it Maury?
No, it was just it looked like they were interviewing. It was like
you said it was in the 80s.
It looked like the video looks kind of.
I wasn't there.
You wasn't there for what?
He wasn't alive.
Oh, in the 80s.
He wasn't born.
Oh yeah, he was in the 90s. I'm saying it was I seen it. I didn't see it in the 80s. I seen it like recently in the 2000s. But it was these girls. They're black girls, but they were asking him, "Hey, do you need?" He was like, "No, I think I can take care of my children." And they were kind of like speaking in this way of where it was like
that's ego.
Yeah, but they were kids. They don't really know. I mean, now they're probably grandparents now, because they were like in the 80s. They were kind of already like 13 or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But that level of where you get like, I don't need it, I don't want them. Men are, you start going through this level of where you get this a lot of this being said out loud. And it's okay to say. It's not. Because in reverse, I think if we were to say that in reverse, women are trash and all this other stuff, it becomes something that you can get canceled for. You can lose a lot of things. It's not frowned upon to say it to men. Not crying about it, but it's just to say that plays a part in what the psyche is for people. If it's said all the time, you see it, like you don't see your parents, your dad's around, your mom is doing okay. Hey, look, I'm alive. My mom raised 5 of us or 10 of us or more. And it's just her. In your mind, you might feel the same thing. And I don't know what's happening in people's brains, but I just feel like that needs to kind of be a thing that we don't promote, or we outwardly be on social media, because that's where we're influenced more so by. It's our social media, when you're out there saying this thing, and then when it becomes a problem, now it's we have to do something about it, because now it's like out of control at this point.
Also to add on to that is, since because we're on topic about lack of men being in the presence of boys or just society, also the trauma that certain women that go through certain relationships with men, and how that portrays children in that household. If the mom was, had a rough breakup, or just was in an abusive relationship, or might have not even been in an abusive relationship, just had a falling out with her partner, and when he leaves, she puts all that frustration out on her children, or her son or her daughter, and that shows them, as they grow up, that maybe this is, being a man ain't really, or a man just ain't good enough, or if it's a boy, well, I don't like being a man, at all.
Yeah.
And that kind of sets the tone for when they become an adult, when now we have these narratives that's being pushed, and sadly they're just narratives that were just misunderstandings of, two couples that just shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
So what's the solution from like the video that we just watched with the statistics, and like what's the solution for it? Because I feel like we so far gone, so far beyond the way things are looking now.
There's no hope.
We're cold doomed. Blue. I don't know.
We're just doomed. Yeah, men are gone. Yeah, we're gonna go.
Like I said, I really feel like people need to. They need to have some mentorship. I don't know. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like they need to put people somewhere. Like I know like people are busy and busier than ever. But it's like you got to make time. If you have children, you have to make time. You have to put them in things. You have to keep them busy. And you have to kind of fortify them, because life is life, and so like I'm.
Yeah.
So like you got to prepare them.
It's just. I agree with you, but I just don't think we can do that anymore.
Huh?
I don't think we can do that anymore. Not because we don't want to. It's just because it's not like most of what we do in society isn't our. It's not up to our. It's not up to us. You want, like for instance, you want to be a good parent. I don't think if you're a parent that wants to be a parent, you don't want to be a bad parent, but you have to go to work. Like the parents, like the kids are getting locked up and getting into adult stuff. I don't think they want that. They want to be there for their children, but you have to keep the lights on. And the more prices and things get higher, it's harder to be there. Now, we're talking about men in this particular situation.
Mm-hmm.
The men that are coming up are being raised by single women. Right. The men ain't there. And they become fathers, but they don't know what it is to be a father because they didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see that, and it's more so happening, it's because the single parent epidemic that's happening. All of us, we grew up with mother and father in the house. I don't know what it's like. I mean, I can speak from being in a household with my mother and father. I couldn't 100% tell you how it is to not have my father there, because my father was there.
Mm-hmm.
He's still there. I still have my father, but I can see it because I do have family members that deal with this in a sense where when mom is at work trying to make money to pay the bills, the children are at home, and who's watching these children? And then you have communities where that's promoted. It's like the man being there, you can't live there. It has to be a one. It's kind of almost promoted that there be no man in the household, or you lose your property, or you lose food. You lose something if the man is there. And then when you have communities of that, now you have all these moms going to work and no dad at home, and then the kids are home, and then they start getting into things, and then it becomes a problem, because then when I said they get older, and then now these young men are now becoming dads, and they don't know what level it is to be responsible on that level.
It's not like there's no men out here that you can't use as an example. I'm not saying that we have the best examples, but I think when it comes down to solving at least some steps, I don't think that we can really solve everything that we're discussing right here. I don't think nothing that we're talking about can be resolved in like 20 days, or 5 years.
And because those men, we got to go to work too.
But even though, like, case in point is one of those things where it's like, as a parent, you're throwing it out there. I'm about to be a father, but as a parent, it's one of those things where even though I probably work 10, 12 hours. I wake up early in the morning. I got to do X, Y, and Z. And I got to come back home and I got to take on what I have to do. Even though that is a frustration that, at times as an individual, you just want to break.
Yeah.
But I think that, as an adult, there's nobody coming to your aid, and at some point you have to take on the responsibility as a parent or as an adult, because it's not like, and I know it's going to sound a little heartless in a sense, huh?
Is that whack?
Yeah, whack too.
I mean, it can be whack, but I'm going to say it anyway because I have a
I'm whack.
No,
go ahead.
Well, I'm going to say it anyway. My point is that we still have to show up.
Yeah.
You still have to show up at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And you can't just say, well, I didn't have a dad and I have trauma. I mean, yeah, you can say that. And I'm pretty sure everybody can, have.
I wasn't speaking for the fathers that are, not being a father. I'm talking about I think we were more so talking about the children without the fathers being mentored.
Well,
that's where I was coming from, just to clear it up.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to. What he's saying is the father's not being active in the child's life or whatever. I'm talking more so about the children without the fathers. There's no, the guys that could be the mentors can't. They have to go to work too. They can't. They don't have the time to be the mentors anymore because they got to make the money to keep their stuff.
I get that, but that's where it comes down to community.
Oh yeah, that's good. I was thinking about that.
When it comes to
community,
community, because at the end of the day, you have your institutions as far as everybody has a church in their neighborhoods. Everybody goes to school, so when you go to school, there's not just women there. I mean, women outweigh men when it comes to being a teacher or any faculty workers, but there's still men there.
Yeah,
and with that, these guys are there looking at these boys, in these classes, acting up. And it's not like you don't see it. I'm pretty sure they see that. And
but the difference is just because I can only speak for personal. I was more an uncle before I was ever a father. I'm a father now for at least 7 years, going on 8 years. And you can mentor as much as you can. Those children have to go back to their respective houses.
That's understandable.
And what happens once they go back to the house, whatever you say it can be unraveled. You can say, hey, don't do this, go to school, eat your vitamin, all that stuff. But then if they go in the household and it's reversed, because I don't have no rights to disciplining no child, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes that behavior that happens is more so when you're not around. But I think initially it really does come down to being the fathers being active. But I think that I kind of go with where Jeremiah was going with it in saying, like, we're kind of so far gone in a sense because you have, you have a situation where it's so much at this point. The statistics is like it's probably more houses without fathers than there are with fathers in the black community.
And then it's like it's a movement. Like people not even wanting to get married. Like people not even getting married these days.
I'm with that movement, but I'm just.
Whoa!
I am.
Wow.
I don't think you necessarily. I think just that you, as long as you're there as a father, because I'm not. I'm there for my daughter. I just think it's that as long as you're active with taking care of your children. I'm not promoting having children without being with the mother. I'm just saying as far as that, if you either if you're in that position when you're not there, you still got to be present for your children, regardless of whether you're with the mom or not. You know what I'm saying? That I think that's really comes what it comes down to. Now the marriage thing is something different, but I think that it's just being a father to your children. That's what it comes down to.
Well, I have a question then. If what you're saying is, being present, as a father and everything like that. I'm not, but my question is basically, if that's the concept of, being a man and more so being a father, why can that be, pushed in the same way as what we were talking about as some of these kids that don't have a father? Like if you're present, if you're around, if you say hypothetically, you work around, wherever you're working at, I'm pretty sure there's guys or young adults that are like just turned 18, that I know it's not gonna work for you because you don't like people, but but for someone like you that works around that's of your age, and you see that they still need some guidance, and you can tell at times you can tell when you see people that they're looking for guidance, but they don't really know how to ask for help, because I know we've been there at one point where we're like we out there looking clueless like deers in the headlight, but.
This dude right here.
But when it comes down to it, someone that's observing of that can come in and say, "Hey, I see that you lost. This is how you do it. You gotta go over here and do X, Y, and Z. And that starts the trend of.
But you're talking in the space of where these people are adults. Where you
but I'm saying, but just what I said earlier about these faculty, people that work in schools, same thing applies, and these are minors at this point. So it's like that still applies.
But it's different when you're there in school, because we got into trouble when we was in school
a lot.
And the thing is like when you're in school, that's different. The kids, you have to go to school. You're kind of forced to go to school. While you're there, you can have mentors and people there. But like I said, you got to go back home. When you go back home, for us, it was different. We got back home, our mom was there. My dad worked mostly. My mom stayed at home. But it works in that sense. But then when you are in a situation where you're at home or you're going to school and then those people can mentor you. And I've had mentors and really good teachers and things like that growing up. We went to recreational centers and we went to summer camp and things like that. But when we went home, we got into things. We were more freer back in the 90s. So we were kind of leaving the block. We can kind of wander a little further away from the block. But we knew where to come up. We knew to go back home at a certain time and all that stuff. But I think it's that because I do that job. Like there's people that come in 19, they're young, you try to, hey man, do this, come in, make sure you clock it. You telling them how to give them some level of work ethic. Cause I do this, I do that, you should do this. But they don't listen.
But that shouldn't stop.
I have like some family members, you could tell them.
Let's say the names. What are their names?
I could say the name. I'm not, but he knows because we talk to them all the time, But it's just like you can talk to them to you blue in the face. It's also just part of being a parent. To this younger generation don't listen to us older people as much as they listen to their peers. And sometimes that stuff winds up going a lot further than, so I think it's like, if you got those kids, I think more so those kids that have the fathers in their household and are, you know, they kind of having that type of friendship with people, because we grew up with kids that were also had fathers in the household, and you might be friends with somebody that don't have a dad, and then you just being there and kind of giving that example, like my dad did this, or even just when they would come over our house, they see, you know, how my dad was. Well, my dad was kind of like always sleeping because he was working all the time, but how our family dynamic was, you know, they could see. And then my mom was kind of like the mom of the neighborhood at the time. Like everybody used to come over our house and they see how we were. And so sometimes that kind of rubs off on kids. It's just that you don't, like I said, it's not that it can't happen. It's like people like us. We're talking about it right now. We are those type of people that see it, and we try to do that much. But from my perspective, the amount of time that I've done that, it hasn't been as effective, because there's not as much that you can do once they leave your presence. You can kind of give them some level of guidance, but that's about it. You know what I mean?
I can understand where you're coming from. I'm probably gonna have to disagree on that viewpoint. And the reason why I say that is because when it comes to that, it's not a scenario where I should take this personal. You know, like, not personal, like I shouldn't go ahead and do it. What I'm saying is I shouldn't take it out on set individual because they didn't listen. It's one of those things where it's like, what is my purpose here? You know, is it to just talk to this individual and he didn't listen, and now since he didn't listen, well, I guess none of them are going to listen. To me, that's not the objective. The objective is to, you know, if I'm trying to, you know, put some type of positive energy out there in my community, whether 2, 3, 4, 10 children, you know, that didn't listen, one of them might have, you know, that 11th one probably would have. And that right there is where it really matters the most. Basically, what I was saying is, when it comes to, you know, men in the community, whether they're a parent or, you know, just being a sibling, or even a person that knows of a child that is a child that doesn't have a father in the house, I think it's best to support in any way you can.
I agree. I do agree with that. I mean, it's just, I just think it's a little bit harder. I being that person that's tried to be a mentor, it's just not. It's not to say it doesn't work. It does help to have somebody there. It's just I think that it's by design. I think that they kind of want us to kind of be all over the place and disorganized, and, you know, I don't know, it might be more conspiracy than anything. They want us to be like this. You know, it's not us. We want to be fathers. And some people just don't want to be fathers or mothers. I mean, but we're talking about men today. So, all right. So we're gonna go into this other clip, also provided by Joel. See what this guy's talking about. Let me get my headphones so I can hear the introspective.
Hear what this
boy's
talking about.
Talk what he's saying, what he's spitting. All right, we're gonna play the video. Let me make sure it's
the first part of therapy is really affirmation, right? It's just like, I understand, I get it. People want to feel seen and understood and felt. The first part of therapy is really affirmation, right? It's just like, I understand, I get it. People want to feel seen and understood and felt because they've never had that experience before, and that allows them to come into presence and into self-acceptance. That's the first stage. But once you're past that, men in particular really need challenge. talking about their feelings, talking about what's going on in their life, I don't think is always useful. And so I've had to learn with, like, as I said, with my male clients to really challenge them, to really push them, and to not keep them in therapy forever. I used to just have it open ended, and now I have a finite period of time that I work with people, and then I send them on their way. The first.
All right. Do you believe that men need challenge? You know, it's part of being a man is that we always need challenge.
I feel like that's yes. You know, I feel like everybody needs a challenge though.
Are you being challenged every day?
Am I being challenged every day?
Yeah.
No. But
I am every single day.
well, I mean, y'all welcome to challenge me if y'all want. If y'all bold enough.
Challenge
If
you
y'all
I
bold
challenge
enough.
you to a duel
Of what? Like how we fighting?
to the death.
We Spartans?
No, we're not Spartans.
No. Okay.
We're Mandingo warriors.
Okay. But I'm more so interested in what challenges that he give them. Because I noticed that he said that he don't feel like it's helpful. I'm guessing for to continue to talk about your emotions and feelings. You know, when you go to therapy, to continue to talk about, like, and not saying that man shouldn't. That's not what he said. But I'm more so interested in what challenges did he give them, apart from them just just saying, no, they feel this way, they went through this, they went through that. I'm interested in that. But I do feel like, regardless of what challenges he gave, I do feel like men definitely thrive off challenges. How you gonna get better? You know, how you gonna become a master or something? Or you know, like, I just feel like it's because I say something.
I'll start with it. I mean, I think
You don't agree with the challenges?
Well, I'll say this.
You don't feel like people should be challenged?
When it comes to math,
Forget what he about to say.
The challenge is
I challenge you to shut up.
I challenge you to lose 10 pounds. That's why I should challenge you.
Lose pounds. Wow.
I got you.
You know what?
I will. And I will.
That's a
will. Yes, give me a couple of weeks.
But
give me a couple of
you need a
weeks.
couple of months.
For 10 pounds? For 10 pounds? Don't get back slap on camera. Don't get back slap on camera.
You should have never gave him a challenge. Now he's like,
my point where I was trying to get to was,
yeah.
I remember me and Matt had a discussion. Well, it was, once I say, you probably remember.
Okay.
I think we were talking about like retirement or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like saying, oh, I don't know if I would like to be retired or what. You know, I feel like I still have to do this or that. And I think you were like, what you say? You was like, oh, no, I'm just going to retire.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, probably. That sounds
and
that sounds like me right there.
And I was kind of like, I'm not saying Matt's wrong for what he wanted. I was just saying that I couldn't see myself like fully retiring in a sense.
Being lazy like Matt. I'm just not doing nothing.
I didn't say that. But my point is that I have to do something.
No shame in my
and that's your challenge. Like, continue the push.
It's always something for me to do. And I don't know what that might be. Like, I
can name a few things for you when you're ready.
Don't start. Don't start.
Yeah.
You don't want this.
Well, you don't want the smoke.
But my point is really that
I agree with
you.
you.
Know, challenge
Fix yourself. Challenge yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. But so you don't feel like you need to be challenged, Matt?
Nah.
I can see
don't
that.
think so.
With you. Can't you see
I
it?
think
Well,
I think that in society. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
I think in society, you know, we have no choice to be challenged, but I think that if you left men to their own devices, man, we probably be relaxing. Just saying. I mean, we would do the most, like we would do like to survive. I mean, we'll get our food, we'll plant our vegetables and stuff like that. We'll go fish and protect ourselves. But for the most part, I mean, you look at like it's hard to have conversations nowadays because no one likes to kind of like, you can't just say something and the people are like, no, we're different and all this other stuff. But I always go back to like nature. If you look at like if you go like watch National Geographic or the Nature Discovery Channel or something like that, and you see like lions, they're just they're laying under a tree and just relaxing and they're not doing anything. And I think in most of the time that's the situation. Chimpanzees or anything else that's like in the wilderness, they would prefer to just be sitting under that tree doing nothing. They have to because they live on survival mode at all times. Anything could come out of anywhere, and they always got to make sure they get their food, their calories and all that stuff. They have to do that. But naturally, I think that if all things take out societal pressures, we would kind of just be like, we would do what we have to do. You plant, you live off your land.
Do you
and stuff.
believe in natural selection?
No, I don't believe in natural selection. Survival of the fittest.
Yeah, like
No, I don't believe in that. I think it's that we create these things. I mean, I think people are just greedy sometimes. You want what someone else got. That's what that is. That's what it is, for real. Man, if you left me, like I'm telling you, if you left people alone, it's like it's like people can't just be okay with that guy having all the vegetables and all the food and stuff and it's like, I don't know, I want what he got. It's like that's where it comes from. I think it's just. Especially if if you're struggling to get it, now you want what that person got, and instead of doing the hard work, you just want to take it. I'm just gonna take what he got, or I'm gonna hurt that guy and take his stuff, or whatever it is.
Well, I mean,
But I don't think we need to be challenged.
Well,
all the time, in my opinion, I feel like, it's challenging. That's just now because it's not even us. It's like they're putting all this stuff on you. Got to pay taxes, or you got to. Food is this much, this is this high. Now you got to get 2 jobs. No, now you can't just do this. You can't live over there because you gotta, you gotta have this much money. Now you can. That's challenging, but I don't think it's nothing that we're doing. We're basically just living our lives, but they constantly are throwing all these extra stuff. Okay, now do this, now do that. It's not, So that's why, like, if you ask me, would I rather retire and do nothing? Yes, I would rather. I would rather wake up and do what I want to do.
right.
I would wake up, like if I lived off the land, I'll be like, okay, I'm running out of food. Let me go fish or something. I'll go get my fish, and my roof is falling apart. I'll fix that or whatever it is. Then I'll find something to do. But I'm not gonna. Right now, I'm just having to do this stuff because I have no choice. I mean, in order to breathe, you got to pay some sort of type of fee or something like that.
Dude,
I don't think I need challenge. I don't think men need challenges. I
do you
think.
agree with that?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I feel like what Matt's saying represents a percentage of some people's opinions. So I do feel like there's people who would agree with Matt. But what I'm saying as far as with challenge is for people to get to the point where they can realize their true potentials. Like like without a challenge, like how would you know what you can do as a person? Like some people are able or meant to be to do more. Some people have like natural abilities, whatever. So it's like I feel like when you have that challenge, it kind of like encourages that that natural ability. Why are you smirking for? What you so weak off this?
I'm not. I'm just minding my own business. Go ahead. What were you saying?
But yeah, like it's just like somebody just like a artist or whatever. Like. What is this? They can paint.
We had a podcast about
we did.
This.
What I'm saying? So it's like sometimes if you just sit in the field and eat grapes, like Matt wanted to do, and watch ducks.
Yeah.
You don't know what you able to do. You know what I'm saying? Like there are certain situations like what if a disease come or what if an asteroid hit? Like there's certain things that we need to be challenged on so we can know what to do when life happens. You know what I'm saying? Like if your crops go bad, if you wasn't challenged to do more research, it's like, what you gonna do? You're just gonna starve. So it's like I feel like it's good to be challenged to get that information.
For you to save him. I think Matt's waiting for you to save
He's
him.
definitely not. He's gonna just suffer because that's the type of person he is. He's
You just gonna leave him? You gonna leave him?
I just don't feel like doing any research or getting challenged. I'm just gonna
But you his friend.
But
you his friend.
He's not gonna ask me for help.
But he needs it.
And he's not gonna even accept it. He was like, "This no, I don't want your food."
I think I'm already more prepared than him in life, you know. So I don't think I need Jeremiah. I think he'll be.
All we gotta do
help.
is.
I think he'll be looking for my.
You know
help.
what? I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say.
I think he will be looking for my help, not the other way around.
I'm gonna choose.
No,
peace.
but I don't. Like I said, I
Yeah.
think we had this podcast, but that's why I was making the faces, because we had this conversation before. We live in society. What you're just saying is basically, oh, I want to go to college. Like that stuff. Without, like, if we lived on the land or whatever, and we know how to get, like, for instance, we make so much food that we throw away majority of the food that we make, or we grow a lot of vegetables. Most of that's going in the trash. We kill a lot of animals to get meat. We throwing that in the trash. Most of it.
Yeah.
We rather throw it in. We know we got at this point we can feed the world, and no one would be dying of hunger or need food and water and all this stuff.
That's true.
We already at a place where we kind of could just be just living and then just have enough to do what we got to do. So the challenge is like that's not even a challenge anymore. It's just like, dope, you ain't got the money, let's throw that in the trash. You'd rather throw that in the trash than give it to somebody that can actually use it. So, I mean, do I like art and stuff like that? I mean, that's what I'm saying. If I'm sitting in my house and I ain't got no bills and stuff, I'm learning how to do everything I want to do. That's what I want to do. Right now, the challenge is I have no choice. I have to figure out a skill to get money. I'm not doing it because I want to. It's because I have no choice. I know we're getting off topic because we're supposed to be talking about men, but I just feel like I had to defend myself. I had to defend myself because to me, I don't understand. I think we're brainwashed in the sense it's feeling like that's what we need. But in the reality is, if you take away the societal pressures, we're going to be doing what I'm saying. It's like we're going to get the stuff that we need to survive, obviously. And once we know how to do that, once we have that skill, then we're set. We don't have to then now challenge ourselves to go and, let me go see if I can hunt this more dangerous animal because I just want to challenge. I need to go find a bear to go wrestle, like, because I need to challenge. I think that's crazy.
I think the term challenge might be, or the word challenges might be a little extreme. I think and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. I think what we mean by challenge is basically, like you're a father, so every day is somewhat of a challenge because this is your first child, and these are things that you're first time experiencing as a father. So when she comes to you and asks you some certain questions that you might have not been asked before from her, that will probably puzzle you probably not at this point, but as she gets older, you'll probably be like, "Whoa, wow, I didn't expect that." But these are challenges, but not in the sense that maybe we're saying like, "Oh, there's an asteroid coming out there, I figure out how to."
No, I wasn't taking it like that. I'm saying like even with that being a father, like I think like right now, like I would forget I have a daughter in a sense because it's on autopilot. In a sense, it's like people probably don't recognize it. When you do, like, I know I have a daughter. I'm just saying, I know these guys giving these, dang. I'm saying is once you've been a parent for a while, and most parents that have been a parent for a while can probably relate to it. When you start, you know what your kids' personality is like, what they want to eat, their temperaments and things like that. It just becomes like you forget. Like, oh yeah, I'm a father right now. Like I forget, I'm like, because I just naturally do stuff with her and we interact in a certain way. I don't always be like, hey, I'm a dad. I'm really. There's certain times when you start losing stuff. She don't want my help doing things. I'm like, dang, you sure you don't want my help? No, I got it. It's like those times you're like, okay, well now she's getting to you start to miss certain things, but. The challenge there's always steps of where there's a new thing that she's going to have, obviously, and it's going to be like more, I want to say a challenge, but it'd be just a new, well, I guess a challenge. I better say an obstacle or something like it'd be like, cause
you're trying to dodge away from saying challenge.
No, like I said, but I don't want that though. It's not something I want. Like I said, I don't want the challenge of, she's got a boyfriend. I don't want that. Like, I don't know. Like I said, that I don't know. If I'm just seeing it differently, I don't want those challenges. I don't want to have to do all this extra stuff. I want to do enough to where the people around me is taken care of and I don't have to do it. But, you know, if I didn't have to, if it wasn't a challenge, I would just prefer it to not be a challenge. As a man, only speaking from my perspective, y'all might like to be challenged and go into work and people, you know, I'm about to get fired. Oh, I got to find a way to keep my job or something. I don't care for that.
I just found it interesting that a person who challenges everything somebody say or do don't like challenges. Like, I'm just like, whoa.
But see,
you
I
like
said,
Mr. Challenger.
My perspective, I guess that I don't know what that.
You a dodge challenger.
I don't know what it. I'll take that, you know. But I maybe I just may be messing with you. I don't see stuff as it. Like, for instance, conversation. Is this a challenge trying to convince you something? I don't see that as a challenge. I don't need this. It's like, I'm doing this. It's fun to me. I don't see this as a challenge.
A challenge is not necessarily a need.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm out of this conversation. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. To me, I always feel like a challenge for me is always
out of the conversation. You about to go?
I'm not leaving, man. I'm just saying, like, I don't know what else I could offer to the conversation at this point, because I think we see challenges differently. I think that I don't know what they see as a challenge. They like. I don't.
He ain't really saying what.
I don't really like challenges, like
Joel. You ain't really saying anything. You feel like
I like playing games. I guess that might be a challenge.
Challenge. I think.
Calm down.
Confused.
Calm down.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Calm down. Stop crying.
You know what I mean?
That's a challenge for him too.
Yeah, that might be a challenge to stop talking.
No, but no, I think, you know, for me with challenge, I think that, and it might sound like I'm somewhat agreeing with Matt in points.
You can if you want.
No, so I'm saying it's at points, but I'm not. But my point is, you know, emotionally, I wouldn't want to be challenged every day, right? That's a general emotion, you know, like, hey, I just want to, like how Matt said, I want to just relax and just, you know, I want to sleep in. But like life, sometimes you know, would make sure you cannot do that set act that I want to do. And with that being said, I have to take on that challenge whether I want to or not. And it's not up, in some cases, it's not up to me if I want to take on a challenge. It's like, well, I don't care. You know, life's just going to be like, I don't care. Here you go.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to accept it.
But do you feel men need challenges?
Yes.
You think we need challenges?
I think we do need challenges.
I mean, do as a man, do you like the challenges?
Not every time, but it's
no.
needed.
I mean, at all. Like you like it sometimes. Do you name a challenge that you like?
I wouldn't say I liked the challenge when it came to me, but after it was said and done, and I came across it, and I look back at it, it was needed. And I appreciate
but do you like the challenge? I'm saying, did you like the challenge, or do you prefer to not have to have even thought of having to do it?
I think if I didn't have a challenge, I wouldn't be where I'm at.
It's great to have like a feeling of like achievement. Oh, I figured out that thing, you know. But I you know, I'd rather just not even have to think about that. You know what I mean? In my opinion, I can't name a challenge that I like. I don't know. I mean, I like video games. I like playing video games and games.
That's a challenge.
But I don't think that's a challenge to me. It's fun.
But it is a challenge.
But I'm not playing it for the challenge. I'm just playing it just to break away from reality.
But it's
the
not
actual challenges that they're giving me.
But it's not that. But that's my point. It's not about the fact that I'm looking for one. Like I'm gonna go out.
But you said we need it though.
We need it because that's what makes us different from the opposite sex. That's what I'm saying is that we need it. Not saying that we would like it. Some of us do like it, but the thing is that when it comes our way, we address it when need be. As a man, when it comes my way, I have to address it.
Yeah.
And that makes me stand out from the rest.
Yeah, I just
because
don't
some
think
people would see the challenge and like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna go over here.
That's the point. I disagree.
And some people will see it and will address it because, like, case in point, I think it was like one of the videos that I sent to we watched where it was like boundaries, and sometimes life or certain people will step over your boundaries.
Yeah,
and it's up to you to address it when that comes, because it's going to be a moment, especially when you're growing up and you're in school, and there's always that one kid that tries to test you, and you have a boundary, and he oversteps it, and it's at a point where how society is, and peer pressure. Once that kid steps over the boundary, and you have everybody, and it's up to you to how to handle that.
Do you need that?
Yeah, and this how life works. Yeah,
I mean, like I said, you said as like how life works.
yeah, because life is unpredictable.
Yeah, but you said how life works. I mean, but if given a choice, do you need that challenge?
I don't think it's up to me.
I know it's not saying it's up to you. We're saying because the guy said men need challenges.
Yes.
Not whether you're up to you, if it's up to, do you need it? Do you want it? Do you I think it's like we have no choice, obviously. We're forced into situations. But do you need it? Do you feel like, damn, I'm sitting here in the house, I need a challenge right now?
I think if you don't,
I need this. I need a challenge right now.
I say this.
I just need some challenge.
I'm not saying this on you, but certain, men that don't have challenges start to do things that makes our society or certain communities be worse. Like,
but those are the ones that need a challenge.
But that's my point.
The ones that make it worse are the ones that need the challenge.
But case in point, if we have shootings, if we have burglaries, and we have rape and stuff like that, and most of them are men. These are men that don't got nothing to do. No,
they need the challenge.
But they got nothing better to do, so they need challenge in their life where they occupy themselves.
That's a challenge in itself. You think it's easy to go do that stuff, what they're doing? That's a challenge. You go out there trying to do that, someone could do it to you.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge.
Is.
You feel like I need a challenge. Right. I need to go out there. I can't just go and, pay somebody for that. For the thing you talk about, the grape thing. You can pay for some of that. No, you got to go and do it the hard way. Oh, no, I got that guy. He's my op. Oh, I need to go out there. But he got the same thing you got. So that's a challenge.
But society would look
the people that ain't got no challenges, or the people, those rich people sitting on a yacht sailing to Cancun, or I don't know, wherever they're going. Those people ain't got no challenges because they got all the money and everything. They're just floating around, waking up. Hey, what I want to do today? I want to go to Bermuda.
That depends.
They're just going wherever they want to go.
That depends.
No challenge.
That depends.
Well, my question is, I guess it'll be more so for you than Matt, because he doesn't really agree with a challenge.
Yeah.
But what would be a good challenge to help a man? Independent, like what's if there was a specific challenge? Because thinking about what he said, like man, need challenges. So what is a challenge that is what help a need for a man?
I think when it comes to men, particularly boys, what they need is to be active, physically active. And we have, a lot of testosterone compared to women, and sometimes when you have that, you act out. There's a lot of energy built up in you, and sometimes we have to have spaces where, like I remember there was a report saying that a father that roughhouses with their sons, there's a chance that they are not as aggressive, or they're not abusive to anybody or anything of that nature, due to them having that type of connection with their father. And I think that kind of stems off of, that challenge, just how you control yourself, how you, when dealing with certain situations, just starting off with that and building from there, how to, handle your emotions, how to manage your strength when dealing with others, also when it comes to communication. But all this stems, I think it should start, when a child is young, when a male is young, because they're easily to mold, and if they're at that age, it's easy to mold them into a better man, or a boy into a man.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I mean, that's kind of basically it.
So my second question to you, because I like what you just said. You being the youngest, was you challenged by your brothers?
Always. Always. It was never. It was never a dull moment growing up. And even though, like going back to Matt's point, I didn't like being put in these situations, but it's a situation that I'm in. And I couldn't just, as the youngest, I did use what I can use, which is,
Call your mother?
Well, not her. Well, sometimes, but mainly my father. Mainly my father, because, if I really wanted to get things done, you go to him. He knows best. But I think that it was needed. And even after my adolescence into adulthood, it never ended. There was always something that came up, that same scenario that I felt that I didn't feel like I wanted to go through, but I had to. And that built me to where I'm at. Like, a little side note, I remember my wife, she was like, oh, I wish we met each other sooner, like in our early 20s. And I was just like, nah, I don't think you was like that. And I needed to grow.
Mess.
Yes, yeah. I was. Yeah, I was. I was a mess. But now that I'm married, it was needed for me to achieve that. To have the challenges that came up to me, and as a man to take on those challenges. Now, being with someone, and showing them, I guess showing my scars and showing how I came to where I am now.
Because you was challenged. So you got Matt to thank for that.
No,
Matt didn't even know he was doing it. No. He didn't even know he was doing it. He was challenging him.
No, but he feels
thanking him. I don't know. I don't think I should thank him. I should critique him. No. No, but no. I do. I think when it comes to all my brothers, I think all of them I have to give a level of gratitude and appreciation of them. Whether some of the things that they did were in favor of me or not, I think it was needed.
Traumatic.
No, but he feels like he needed a challenge. That's what I'm saying. I mean, the things that obviously stuff makes you who you are, the challenges that you have. But I think that if we didn't have those challenges, you would still be who you are.
Do you think a person can? I remember one of the podcasts we talked about as far as being like a leader and followers. Do you think a leader can be a leader without challenge?
Yeah, most leaders are leaders without challenge.
That's interesting. Okay.
I mean, you think, like I said, we talk about the CEO. That person, you think he was at some of these people who just went to college and then they got CEO. You know what I'm saying? They went into a position, they had no challenge. They just went to, college was a challenge compared to the guy at the bottom of the thing, digging and do whatever it is at the bottom he does to get all the way up there. That guy just went. He probably might have been. Not saying everybody's born into this type of situation, but so when they got good enough parents to put him into a nice school, get him a good education, then he goes out of there. He goes internship. He becomes CEO next day or something like that.
And you feel like that's most people's situations to become
the
CEO.
The big top CEOs. Yeah.
Or any type of leader.
Like I think I always like looking at like the I watched that Netflix documentary like how they got to become, and I watched the Zuckerberg. Well, everybody's seen the social. What's that? The movie with the social media. How Zuckerberg became. Got Facebook, and I watched what's the dude that runs Amazon? I forgot his name, but either way, him. But they all had somewhat like
Bezos.
Bezos, yeah. But they all didn't come from like we didn't come from. I came from the hood. They come from. I came from a trailer park. They didn't. None of them had that. upbringing. You know what I'm saying? They didn't come from like and then, like there are some CEOs that have that. They might be good CEOs, but I think
sound
that,
like you want him, a CEO to come from like some deep in Africa somewhere where he was a slave or something.
I'm just saying, like, we were talking
he
about
came from a slave and he came over here and now he's free and that's how he became a leader. It's like, man, everybody comes.
No,
from
that's
like
not
that.
what he was asking. He said, "Do I feel as though most CEOs are?" That's the answer. I think most CEOs went the college route. They went in school, and then then they went from school. They started, they were like an engineer. They had a really good paying job. They probably left there and they started a business or something like that.
Well, okay.
Now you got people like Jay-Z that's, he was from Marcy Projects, or some entertainer that, were, even then that's kind of even a faster route that way. They made music and then now they're rich. They had a talent and then they got from there to there. Of course, it's like they lived in the hood and then they got there. And then they put people around them that can run business, and all they do is kind of just, hey, what's going on over there? Okay, do this or whatever it is. But yeah, I mean, I don't want anybody to come from I'm just saying, it's like those, most of the time we talk about the CEOs, they're not those people that were at the very bottom of the,
I thought the question was,
their way all the way up.
Like leaders. Like
Yeah, he said this, but
but even just like that's what I'm saying, like we go apart from like CEOs, like just somebody who's just like a leader, because I remember we were saying like, oh, we felt like we were leaders.
Yeah.
So do you feel like
that we need challenge to be a leader?
Good leaders or bad leaders?
Well, that's another story.
But that would kind of tie to that, because everybody can be a leader. I mean, it's like anybody, even Danny can be a leader.
That's so unnecessary.
I told you,
name out
be
there.
a leader. I told him.
Danny said he's not a leader. He's a lone wolf.
He could be a group of 3 people. And
but he said, but he did say that when the time comes, he can be a leader.
But he had a lot of contention.
Concerns.
Like he's like, maybe, possibly, he had that thing.
Yeah.
What I said is that
He
confidence.
said it with his chest.
You have to have a confidence, and I think that you can be a leader without challenge.
I think when it comes to,
Do you disagree? You're not saying anything. Do you agree with that or disagree?
I just want to get to my point. My point is, I think when
you turn into your other brother. Okay.
No, because
trying to be in the middle.
No, because
he ain't in the middle.
I don't think his statement
he's ignoring
is a valid point. But my point also, I want to say, is that to become a leader, you have to follow, and to follow, because when it comes to leadership, in my opinion, you gotta start somewhere. I don't think you're born as one. You might have certain qualities, but that does not, make you a leader. I think that you have to build yourself up to become that. It's hypothetically speaking, like in scenario, it's like, when you see out there in nature with the birds and you have to jump off, the nest to see if they can fly. Well, some of them don't make it.
Yeah.
But,
that could be a challenge too.
Yeah.
You just keep wanting to throw it back.
I mean, it's a subject. I'm trying to stay on brand.
But I think that, when it comes to that, I think what makes a leader too is sacrifice.
Yeah.
Is that, are you willing to sacrifice certain things that, that you don't want to do?
That's the same thing as a challenge.
So you agree with that?
No, I'm just saying that what you're saying. No, my whole thing is I said I don't like challenge. Y'all are saying that y'all like it. You think
I'm just saying it's needed. We talk about the need. What the guy said.
Well, even then, need. I don't think I need that. I don't think I need it. I think it's that we have no choice. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it's separation between need. I don't think we need it. I think that if we have no choice, every day we're challenged on an everyday basis to do something.
So do you feel like you'd be challenged in life?
Yeah. But that's not that I want it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I don't think I need it neither.
No, I didn't say that you want it or need it. What I'm saying is that that there's challenge that comes your way every day, basically.
Because,
And then from that statement, do you feel that you accomplish those challenges? Not saying that you want to.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, well, I mean, that kind of goes to my point
No, I wasn't going by what you're saying. I'm saying what the video said. He said men need challenges.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying is I don't think we need challenges.
No, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I agree what you're kind of saying. I'm not saying that you know.
Or I'm saying like in the way what he was saying to me. I mean, he's an expert or whatever. I don't really go by expert. Like I feel like I'm just saying he's an expert. Is like, for instance, some people don't believe in psychology. Some people don't believe. So I'm saying like it's funny, but at the end of the day,
are you one of those people?
I don't believe in it.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't believe in it. But I'm just saying is that
We can unpack that later.
Yeah, that's probably another episode. But I don't believe it. I mean, I think it's that, you know, we have no choice to do most of this stuff. I think if you take away all of this societal type of stuff, we have no, like, I think I mentioned this in a different podcast. Like, no one has I think the question was from him was like, do you think there's a calling or whatever it was? I think that we live here and we like, okay, my calling is this. I think you like that drawing and stuff like that. You know, if I could just wake up and just do whatever I want to do, and I thought of like, hey man, I would like to try to draw one day, and I'm just, you know, I would like to do that, and I just start drawing a picture. Now everybody can't be a good drawer or whatever it is, but that's something if I wanted to do it, I could just do it. But
yeah, I can't draw.
Good at it.
Yeah, but I just say I don't think men need challenges. I don't want to go too far and keep going over and over.
No,
I just think maybe I might be seeing it differently. I don't think that men need challenges. We have no choice. We're kind of forced into these. And I think if I had to put a thing on top of it is that I think that we're told what it is to be a man more so than what is naturally just what we are as men. I think we're always told men are supposed to do this. Men need to do this, and this is what makes you a man. If you don't do this, you're not a man. I don't like that part of society. You telling me what I need or which makes you a man. Like, I mean, people tell you, I mean, you got to, you know, if you're a hole digger, you're a hole guy. You're just, they're telling us all the time. I'm just saying, but as to be a man, we're told from birth what it is to be a man. It's never, you can't just do anything because then you're not a man. We're they only tell us what we're told we're supposed to do as men. That's why I don't like. If I had to change the topic a little bit, I think we're always told what it is to be a man. You can't just be you, or oh, that's not manly or whatever it is. Like, you know, that's, you know, I don't get that. Like, what do you all consider being a man is? And well, that's it. Yeah. What do y'all consider being a man is?
It's a question for us?
For y'all. Because y'all kind of go by more so the societal aspect of it.
Whoa. Why would you say that?
Y'all didn't just agree with the guy on the video?
I mean, the whole society.
I'm just going by what y'all.
We can't say the whole society because of one person.
No,
view.
I just said that's part of what they're saying to be a man. He said the statement was kind of like, this is what men need. And y'all agreed. So I'm just saying, like, I'm not on that page. I'm not saying that you agree with everything. I just said that y'all are more so on that side because that's just one aspect of it. I'm pretty sure if we played another video, you might say, oh, yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying because I'm not on that side. Yeah. Y'all are on that side. What do y'all believe? Or is it on the same page as everybody, what everybody else says a man is?
Well, I'll go first. I think, to me, what a man is basically what moves society forward. You know, I think that even though you're trying to say that, you know, outside of society, what is a man? But man is what built that. The foundations that created everything that we have today and, you know, what we still use is built and done, you know, by a man. Mm-hmm. These are things that, you know, in some cases, no one told anybody to do none of this stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was, you know, it came through, you know, a man. Mm-hmm. I think that the ambition and determination, purpose in life, and with that in itself, to me, is what, you know, I guess the core value of a man. You know, is that in some cases it's almost like there's no way you can really, stop a man potentially from achieving, it sounds cheesy to say this, greatness.
Okay.
That's just me.
I think the question is a good question. It requires some thought, because I feel like when it comes to the role of what a man is supposed to be, I think it depends on the role that they have in their life. I think as a single individual, I think that across the board, whether you're a man or a woman, I think you need to be a good person and have good qualities and things that will help you, in life succeed or whatever. But I feel like once the role changes, when you become like a husband or a father, I feel like the role kind of changes. And so my thoughts on a man is more so, which I don't really want to get on to, is more like biblical, as far as like how God feels like a man should be. So I don't really want to get into all of that, but that's kind of like how I look at it. But I also feel like I just said, like it changes based on, the role that you have.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I mean, it does change. I think that part I agree with. It does change depending on what you're doing. But if I look at more so, if we take ourselves and go to like some village in Africa that don't got television and they don't have social media and they don't have cell phones, if we look at how they live their lives, and without the pressure of a society that tells you what you're supposed to be and what a man is, I think that's really what a man is. I mean, people probably want to look at that and be like, oh, yeah, they probably look at them primitive and they're like, they ain't got no clothes on or whatever it is, but they take care of what they need to take care of. We're born with a set of skills and things that we can only do. I mean, not only we can only do, but we could do it more effectively than, the opposite sex. We're born, our bones are more denser, our muscle, how we build muscle, we have a higher level of testosterone that puts us in a position of where we can probably be more effective in a certain role, building, lifting, running faster, doing things a certain different level, on a different level. But what it means to be a man is I feel is that is whatever that person desires that their role should be. Without societal pressure, if you have a family that you feel that you need to protect, that they protecting is your role, and that's more so on your own side, like it just being a selfish individual or human being. Everybody's selfish. I think that part is something you always fight with, because everybody, if you're on an island and we had to survive, your body's saying we need to eat. There's other people there, but now you could say, oh no, here you have this, but your body is saying, no, that's us. We need that. Our nature is to be selfish as human beings, not just being a man, but just as human beings is selfish in nature. It's just survival of self first. Once you have children, depending on how much you care for these people, then it elevates. So I do feel like, yeah, it changes the role, because now he's like, okay, now I have to make sure this person isn't going to get hurt or whatever it is. It's not like I said, it's not a challenge because it's a challenge, but it's not a challenge that you want, but it's something, once you've created the responsibility, now it's like you have to. But given the ability to say whether you want a challenge or not, you're probably going to say no. But like I said, it's now your responsibility. I think being a man comes with responsibility, which, it's kind of like and more so, I don't even think it requires for it to be a man. I think responsibility is for any adult human. You're responsible for yourself. You're responsible for the things you bring into this world. And I think that's really what it comes down to. At the end of the day, it's the responsibility part. And if you can do something better, and, maybe you might be able to assist with other people and stuff like that and doing something. But I just don't like having this thing of where people are telling me what I need to do. And for instance, right now, as a man in society, if I walk out in public and some person being attacked, from what they believe, I need to step in. I need to sacrifice my life to help some strange person. That as a man, that's what, you know, if I go into a train right now and I'm sitting down and some person, I mean, a woman or elderly person, I'm supposed to get up and let them sit down. You know, if anything is happening in public, I'm supposed to be a protector to everybody as a man. That I don't, you know, whether I want to or not, I don't know these people. But that's just part of what it means to be a man, is that, you know, they kind of tell you what you're supposed to do. And it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't agree with the societal aspect of what it be to be a man. Maybe we got way off topic. I don't know, but yeah, that's me.
I think there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. I think everybody has a right to have one.
His opinion, yeah.
Oh, you know, y'all got anything I want to finish off or close off as far as, you know?
I would like to say thank both of y'all for having me on.
Oh yeah, thanks. Please come again.
Anytime.
I like to support.
I appreciate it.
Both of y'all and y'all's, you know, channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe next time it'd be like more in it, like you know, more lively conversation. You know, it is a serious topic. It's hard to be, you know, a little jokey when it's, you know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But no, I enjoyed the conversation. I mean, it was great to have you on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in real life, actually, this is just how he is. He is kind of a thought-provoking thinker type of guy.
Yeah.
He reads a lot of books. He's, you know, he's, like I said, he's more reserved of a person, you know. So this is actually, you know, this ain't no show. You know, this is just how he is, you know. He jokes around a lot too,
but
but
like he's trying to say something without saying something.
No.
I mean, give me a compliment.
No, not about me.
About
Someone else.
No.
He's a thinker, you know.
Okay.
I mean, he hasn't always been that way, but he's really recently gotten deep into books and stuff. So he's a thinker. And you know, now that he's going to be a father, now he needs all of that stuff he's learning to.
That's why he likes the challenge, you know.
I don't.
That's why he need the challenge so he can.
So what?
To be, you know, to be that daddy, to be the daddy. Like he got, you know, the system is, you know, is going on. You're going to have to train a young boy to be a man.
Oh yeah, he is having a boy too.
Yeah,
that's gonna be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, the thing is I don't
feel like Matt now.
Because because I think, like, you know, I think if I had the closing, I would say, like, my father, he didn't have to do much. It's just what the example that he kind of showed us. Like, he was a hard worker. I think if anything I take from my father is like his work ethic. He was really. He was always working, so we didn't really see him as much. But when he was home, when he was home, you know, he wanted to kind of be left alone, and you know. But I took that as a thing. Like I rarely miss days of work. I'm always on time at work. I kind of take that from him. And sometimes that's what you need. It's not, you don't always have to be in you know, it's just the stuff that you think they don't see, they see, like your children see, like you know, because his work ethic was even to this day. I mean, he's more relaxing now, you know, but
finally he's
now he's
relaxing.
Chilling, you know, but but his work ethic was like
top tier,
top tier, you know. So I did take that, and so sometimes it's a passive thing that it being a father. Sometimes it's what's not said, just them being present, them showing you what it takes, getting up to, and like he has 7 kids. I mean, he has 7 kids, and he got up every day. He could have left. He didn't have to be around. He was, you know, he's there. Even to this day, he's still checking on everybody and stuff like that. So, you know, I think that's a good example as a man as well. Just you don't always have to say stuff.
He didn't tell you how to
stuff.
be, man. He showed.
Yeah, he just showed.
us.
Yeah, it's just
that's
what
good. I like
the
that.
action. Yeah, the actions that he did. Yeah, so in closing, yeah, that's what, but not everybody has it. And, we need to do better in the community as far as being black men to kind of be a mentor or whatever, any place that you can fill in. I know it's not like we don't have all the time in the world, but if we do have the time and you see somebody that's young and they're coming up and you have an ability and the knowledge to try to steer that person in the right way, I think that's something that we should do and make a conscious effort in doing as men. So I agree with everything, well, that aspect of everything, but so not everything everybody would say I don't agree with, but yeah, no, that's it. I like the conversation. I appreciate my baby brother showing up today. Mm-hmm. He's always welcome, anytime. Jeremiah, Jeremiah, just Jeremiah,
he's there. He's just
Jeremiah was here today. He was here.
Yeah.
He looked around.
He's not CGI. He's all
that's the real one right there.
Yeah. I try to get a word in.
Yeah, we had plenty of time this time.
No.
I sat
passionate.
back. I was out of one of the conversations.
Angry. He was like, challenge who is it? He was like,
I would like to be left alone with no challenges. I want to sit on the savannah with my grapes.
Yeah. Exactly.
I hope the challenge burning it.
I don't want no challenges. Hey, look, world, please don't challenge me. I don't want no challenges. I want to be left alone on a secluded island. Just leave me alone. No challenges at all. And I consider myself a man. I don't want no challenges.
We got it. We got you. I would never put you in a challenging situation.
Don't ever put man in a challenge.
Nah, I'm trying my best. That's why I be trying to take a yielding. I be trying to sometimes.
I need him to not do that. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying.
That's not a challenge though.
But it technically is.
No, I just want you to. I'm always about being open. I don't like people sugarcoating. I feel like the challenge is like
sugarcoat.
I try.
He's quiet, and then he says I talk over, but you got to be like, hey, all right, now, You
be giving me like the fatherly look, like when you ain't finished your thought, you be like,
are you traumatized by that?
like you gotta say like he be like if I try to like jump in and he ain't finish his thought sometimes,
he'll be trying
to, he'll have his hand out. And then he'll be looking at me. I'm like, I don't know if I'm about to get back slapped.
He's trying to joke.
Yeah. I'm serious.
He's not trying to have a conversation.
Yeah, like he'll be.
But I try to let you get your joke out. I just look at you like, are you finished?
No.
And then he be like,
he give me the
never mind.
He give me that look like you just cut me off.
No, I'm waiting.
You got one more time. You got one more time.
I can't help that I look like this. I look menacing. You know what I'm saying? He's scared. I'm not trying to.
Yeah, he's right.
I just need him. I just need him. Like if I'm talking, just talk over me. I'm okay.
That's a challenge you need to work on.
Yeah, I tried to do it today, but it's like
I'm giving him a challenge. You know what I'm saying?
I was trying to do it today, but he won't budge. He don't budge.
He likes to. He
don't budge.
Yeah, Joey had somehow got a conversation.
All right. What was that?
That Joey got his word out.
Okay. All right.
You're gonna blame me for everything.
All right. Okay.
Either way, I don't take it personally anyway. But I enjoy the conversation.
It's all love here.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah.
Well, come on back now, everybody.
Here on Mike's podcast. Welcome. We normally try to drop a video every week. So catch us next week. More conversations, more stories. I'm trying to think of what
else.
More drama, more action.
More action. Packed.
This ain't a Tyler Perry movie.
Dramatic scenes and
yeah. That's next.
On the next time.
That's next
time. Dragon Ball.
That's next.
On Mike's podcast.
All right.
All right. Yeah.